Lord has three forms: generator, observer, and destroyer. Lord Krishna is having pure existence and revealed qualities of true yogi. Those persons who do not perform their actions with the doer's spirit and then consider themselves only as an instrument and dedicates their actions to God and does not desire any fruits in return, whose ultimate goal is to realize the Supreme Soul, who has exclusive devotion for those who have renounced the attachment as well as desires, one who has no attachment to the things of the world, who does not want anything other than God, who does not have any feeling of hatredness or animosity towards someone, who realizes the feeling of the ultimate in every living being. These all are qualities of true yogi. The universal form of the Lord cannot be seen by reading the scriptures, by doing penance, by offering flowers, fruits, etc. to the Lord, but it can only be known through one's own experience with reverence and exclusive devotion. For this, one has to be free from all attachment, lust, hatredness, animosity. One has to be constantly engaged in regular meditation with patience, practice, as well as detachment. The Lord says that those who do this, they get the purest form of the bliss. There is no doubt regarding that. Those who control their senses are equanimous towards all, seek the welfare of all, and meditate on that supreme truth, formless and avyakt. All those human beings attain it in the end. God says that first man should be associated with his own soul so that he can come to the soul consciousness. Only then he can get connected with the supreme consciousness without any hindrance. For this, he tells to meditate, doing actions without any fructification, gaining knowledge with experience in one's own self. In the end, Lord Krishna tells all the qualities that a true devotee should have. These are: do not hate anyone, do not hurt anyone, do not discriminate against anyone, have a sense of forgiveness, do not have any attachment to any person, place, things, always live in a sense of contentment, equanimous in all circumstances of life. Keeping the mind away from all kind of the attachments give rise to life full of peace. Man should fulfill his every responsibility, but he should not be attached to anyone and should live in balance in every aspect of the life. One should remain equanimous in every situation. Whenever the mind is completely focused on one thing, it loses its contact with the outside world. After that, man lives in the cave of his own experiences, walks alone even though he is in the outer world. What comes to his mind, he throws out thoughts immediately. After this, he can do spiritual practice even while living in the noise of the world. Knowing your own soul connecting within is called as spiritual knowledge. Tattva Gyan means to know about the soul and nature, to come into one's self-consciousness, and from that one can experience the Supreme Soul. In contrast to this, one who is engaged in the world and whose mind is filled with humiliation, pride, violence, etc. leads to ignorance. In every human being, the functioning of all parts of the body is due to life or prana. When as long as there is life in the body, only then it can feel, think, etc. Every living being has and this consciousness is a part of the Supreme Soul. The soul working inside us experiences everything through the senses. The power which is in the senses is due to the soul. The soul interacts with the world through the senses, that is seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, etc. The influences that control the human mind are called the gunas. They are Sattva Gun, Rajas Gun and Tamas Gun. Only a living mind can experience these effects. Thus, the soul is beyond the senses, mind and intellect, separate from everything, and the soul is nirgun, in spite of enjoying the quality through the action. Consciousness is both outside and inside because there is consciousness of one universe and its part is inside, is situated in the form of the soul. God is the seed from which everything takes birth, from which Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh originated. Because of this, the creation through the process of the sustenance and destruction goes on. The three gunas of the nature make man to do everything. As if the sattva gun is more, then the man is motivated to do good deeds, moves towards spirituality. If the rajas quality is high, then human beings act and seems to be more active. Tamas guna give rise to negative thoughts in human beings. It is also the reason for laziness, etc. That's why the soul does nothing. As soon as the ego disappears, a person awakens the sense of the surrender, which starts connecting him with the Supreme Personality of the Godhead, that is Lord Krishna. Tamas, born of ignorance, deceives the living beings by laziness, attachment and carelessness. Sattva creates knowledge and Rajas creates action. Tamas makes a man mindless. All these qualities are present in the same person, but it's always one of the three qualities which predominates over the other one. A true yogi is the one who is equanimous in pain and pleasure, sees stone and gold alike unaffected by condemnation or praise, one who has equal regard for enemies as well as friends, one who renounces all actions of a selfish nature. Such a person becomes gunaless, that is, rises above the qualities and becomes capable of attaining the Brahma. After assuming the body, the soul interacts with the world through the mind and the senses and is also attracted to the nature. The living entity enjoys the sense objects through the senses and the mind. While leaving the body, it carries all the sacraments and desires. The two types of the man in the world. Shar and Ashar. Shar means Prakriti and Ashar means imperishable soul. The Supreme Soul is far and superior to these two because he is never attracted to the nature, does not get trapped by its illusion, therefore he is the best above all. Attain the Sattva Gun more to have true knowledge and shun the clouds of ignorance with the practice of yoga, meditation as well as detachment. So friends, it's golden chance to uplift the soul and understand its true nature rather than just living in the state of delusion of material world, which is ever changing and leading to path of the ignorance rather than the bliss. Namaskar.